Harry Geraghty. 2 is Holstone, Daryl Jacob, in those Bristol de May colours, also trained by Nigel Twiston-Davis. 3 is Beer Goggles for Richard Johnson. 4, Taquin de Seuil, of course, he's a high-class performer in his own right as well. That's the mount of Aidan Coleman. 5, Thistlecrack, Tom Scudamore. And 6, Colin's Sister for Fergal O'Brien, the horse that's very much on the upgrade at 8-1. Let's take you round.
Surprise, and don't rule out Taquin de Seuil. He's capable.
Here we go, the return of Thistlecrack. Richard Hoyles.
So, the much-anticipated renewal. Thistlecrack up against Unowhatimeanharry in the Ladbrokes long-distance hurdle. 4 others who aren't bit players by any means. Towards the first of a dozen flights, Thistlecrack hops over the first, alongside Beer Goggles. Unowhatimeanharry is in 3rd place, with Taquin de Seuil in 4th, 5th for Holstone. And the mare Colin's Sister is held up at the back as they race on towards the 2nd. Beer Goggles out in front, leading Thistlecrack. Thistlecrack's about a length or so away and really stood off from flight number 2, at which Holstone was just a little bit slow. So now they'll take a left-hand turn. Beer Goggles it is who leads. Thistlecrack under restraint at the moment with Tom Scudamore. In 3rd place is Unowhatimeanharry in those hoop colours, just ahead of Taquin de Seuil. Having been slightly slow over the 2nd, Holstone's now making ground 3 wide, as the midfield horses just pack up slightly, and Colin's Sister is at the tail. No jumping on this part of the track on the hurdles course, no cross hurdle. It used to be in the old days, but now just a cross fence, and so we've got 3 up the home straight after another left-hand turn. Beer Goggles out in front, Thistlecrack still under restraint. Taquin de Seuil disputing 3rd place at the moment with Unowhatimeanharry, and in 5th place is Holstone, a further half a length away. Colin's Sister is last of the 6 and would be about 6 lengths off the leader, just carrying her tail a little proud as they make the turn back towards home. So out in front, Beer Goggles with a long way to go. Leading from Thistlecrack in 2nd place. 3rd for Unowhatimeanharry, Taquin de Seuil, Holstone, Colin's Sister. Last of the 6 runners as they'll now approach flight number 3. Beer Goggles, Thistlecrack, again allowed to accelerate into it. Jumped it really well. Holstone's jumping has been a bit scrappy over the first couple. He made a mistake at the 2nd, and he was a little bit awkward at the 3rd as well. Thistlecrack was a little lit up by the momentum he gained by being fired into that last obstacle. You can see he's just beginning to give Tom Scudamore a slightly harder time in the orange colours, saying, you wanted me to go forward, and no, you don't want me to stop. He's just pulling nice and hard in 2nd place. Just a question of whether or not just drop his head. He's out in front. Beer Goggles leads by a couple of lengths. Thistlecrack in 2nd place. 3rd for Unowhatimeanharry, just the early jousts really, major having happened to this point. Again, good shape roll, apart again from Holstone. That's been the feature actually of the first mile or so, has been the scruffy jumping by Holstone. He should really know better, but he's dragged his feet through 3 of the 4 hurdles so far. And out in front, it's Beer Goggles who leads. Thistlecrack still all exuberance in 2nd place. 3rd for Unowhatimeanharry, who's just less demonstrative, just gets the job done. Can he get the job done this afternoon? Thistlecrack racing exuberantly in 2nd place. Mickey's clearly glad to be back, and Tom's got a bit of a dilemma to save some energy or allow him to stride on.
You know what, Richard, it was lovely because it was almost like the horse realised where he was, and he said, right, come on, let's get on with it. And you can see him now, he's almost bulging Tom Scudamore's arms, saying, right, come on, just let me get on with it. And I think it'll be a case of Tom letting him do that once they straighten up down the back.
So he's in 2nd place, and you can see just the different ways of going for 2nd and 3rd. This scrap's a little bit wrong there, just shortened up into it. Unowhatimeanharry saw a good stride. There's been very little change in the order. Colin's Sister made the place after that last mistake by Holstone, and is still just in 5th. They've got 6 to take. Out in front, Beer Goggles. Thistlecrack in 2nd place. Sent off the 11-10 market leader. Pursued by Unowhatimeanharry, 7-4 2nd favourite. Taquin de Seuil in 4th place, Colin's Sister and Holstone. So we've now got a circuit under their belts. Beer Goggles towing along the big 2 guns. Thistlecrack in 2nd place. Unowhatimeanharry has been keen not to allow Thistlecrack too much track advantage. Still just a couple of lengths back. Thistlecrack again, big and long over that. Beer Goggles, who's running a nice race out in front, leads them towards the 4th last. Thistlecrack in 2nd place. Unowhatimeanharry, Taquin de Seuil, Colin's Sister, and Holstone, who despite those errors is still well in touch, trying to improve up again on the outside. Beer Goggles aggressively ridden into that. Unowhatimeanharry just stretched for it in 3rd. Colin's Sister just shaken up briefly. Beer Goggles breezing along out in front, giving them quite a bold sight. Thistlecrack in 2nd place, still a couple of lengths off. Then Unowhatimeanharry, Taquin de Seuil, Down the outside for Holstone, Colin's sister still at the tail. So now this long run to the third last. Beer Goggles out in front, and now they all just close up. Thistlecrack in second, maintaining about a length behind the leader at the moment. You know what I mean, Harry, moving to within half a length of Thistlecrack. Holstone with no flights of hurdles on this part of the course, being asked to improve. Taquin de Seuil, and still right in there, Colin's sister as well. Beer Goggles leads them. They'll shortly take the left-hand turn that will bring them back towards home. Thistlecrack in second place. You know what I mean, Harry is poised in third. Taquin de Seuil, then Holstone and Colin's sister. The whole field are well grouped as Beer Goggles leads the turn into the straight, being pursued by Thistlecrack on one side. You know what I mean, Harry, who's now just pulled out to get a clear sight of the third last. Beer Goggles, Thistlecrack asks for a big stride, delivers. You know what I mean, Harry in third place. Then Colin's sister, Taquin de Seuil. Beer Goggles still leads down towards the second last. Beer Goggles running a mighty race out in front. You know what I mean, Harry, away to the right-hand side. Thistlecrack held together in the orange colours. Then Colin's sister, two from the finish. Beer Goggles are still in front. I must be wearing them. On the far side, you know what I mean, Harry, Thistlecrack. Beer Goggles heads down towards the last. You know what I mean, Harry, Thistlecrack can't go on. Colin's sister and Taquin de Seuil, you know what I mean, Harry, has Beer Goggles in his sights, but Beer Goggles is 2 lengths clear. You know what I mean, Harry, digging in over on the far side. Thistlecrack, I'm afraid, is well beaten, but Beer Goggles, you know what I mean, Harry, he knows where the winning line is. He's about half a length down, but Beer Goggles is holding him at the moment. You know what I mean, Harry, can't get any closer. Beer Goggles driven out will cause a huge upset. Beer Goggles won for Richard Johnson. What a day for Richard Woolacott. Second for you know what I mean, Harry, Taquin de Seuil. Colin's sister, Thistlecrack, got tired, having pulled hard in the early stages, and Holstone just did not jump well enough. 40 to 1, if you are not in, you cannot win. And in a season where some big guns have often scared off lower-rated rivals, this was the day when the worm turned. 40 to 1, Beer Goggles. What a superlative day for trainer Richard Woolacott.
And well done to all involved. And Richard Johnson, great to see him smiling on the deck yesterday. He was in agony last night.